Thank you so much, Pastor Nicole, First Lady. Thank you for always being obedient and always following through on what God has told you to do. We thank you for the word tonight and for the encouragement and for the challenge. We have been challenged by God through you. We thank you. And this indeed is holy ground. Wherever God is holy, and we are in holy ground. We want to continue tonight as I add my own welcome to all of you who are here tonight, those who are here every night. And if you're here for the first time, we welcome you to the family. That's who we are. We are a family, and we just love on each other as we all love the Lord together. Tonight, we want to continue with what we were talking about on Thursday. I don't think we went into it on Thursday night. And I think we left off on Wednesday. Yes, on Wednesday, because Thursday we had communion and we didn't really get back into this. But what we've been looking at over the last week is this thing called success. What is success? I had started off by asking you if 2023 was a successful year, and if you think that you are a success. And we had some discussion on that. And we defined success, my definition of success. I'm not sure if it is the dictionary definition, but my definition of success is the completion of an undertaking or a task having achieved the desired result. The completion of a task or an undertaking having achieved the desired result. So I was saying that success is not a journey, it's a destination. Only when you are done, then you can know if you were successful. You might be on the road to success. You might be on a path of success, but success comes upon completion. And we were looking at how can you be successful, because everybody wants to be successful. You want to be a successful husband, a successful wife, a successful child, a successful student, a successful worker. Whatever you're doing, you want to complete it in the way that it's supposed to be completed, all of us. So that's what success is, the completion of an undertaking or a task, but not just completing it, but completing it the way it is supposed to be completed. In other words, having achieved the desired result. And so we were looking at how can I be successful? How can I say that I'm a successful person? How can I have success in the thing that I do? And we started by looking at the different ways. One is that you need to know your goal. You need to know what it is you're doing. I asked you if 2023 was a successful year. How can you say it was a successful year if you didn't start off, if you didn't have a goal, if you didn't have something to accomplish and achieve? How do you know it was successful? We're not talking about if you were blessed, if good things happened. The question is, were you successful? So you've got to know your ultimate goal. Because if you don't know where you're going, how will you know when you get there? You might be there and you don't know. Or how much further do I have to go? What else do I have to do to complete this thing? I also said to you that if you don't know where you're going, then you're always lost. Because if you do not have an idea of where you're going, then you could be right where you're going and not know it. So you're always lost. And of course, if you're not going anywhere, you're never lost. So we said, know your ultimate goal. 2, set realistic goals along the way. You can't jump from A to Z. You have to go from A to B to C to D. So if your goal this year is to read the Bible in its entirety for the entire year, you've got to know that you start in Genesis. You don't jump from Genesis to Luke and then go back to Exodus. And that's not the way you do it. It must be clear. So you set short, realistic goals. And at the end of January, I must have read Genesis and Exodus, whatever it is. And we talked about the fact that your goals must be SMART. We're not going to go through all of them. Just to let you know, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. But the last thing we did was that you cannot achieve or accomplish anything if you want to take shortcuts. There is no shortcut to success. You have to endure the process. You have to endure. You see, what shortcuts do is that make some people commit crime. Shortcuts make people do their own thing, like Abraham and Sarah, even Adam and Eve. The devil tried to get Jesus to take a shortcut when he tempted him after he had fasted 40 days. Do not take shortcuts. And people will offer you that, They'll offer you money. They'll tell, listen, you don't have to study, I could just give me a couple $1,000 and, you'll get a degree. I remember when I was going to do my driving test many, many years ago, the instructor told me, give him $100. In those days, $100 was plenty. He said, you could give me $100 and you don't have to go out on the road, or let's go out. And I decided to go because there are too many people, especially in this country, who don't know how to drive because they paid for their driver's license. Shortcut. So don't take a shortcut is dangerous for you and for everybody else. Now, tonight we want to look at the fourth way you can be successful. And this simply this, listen to this. Know what is required. Know the rules. If you don't know the rules of the game, how will you know if you're winning or losing? If you're playing football and you don't know that scoring a goal is kicking in the other person's goal post, you might kick a ball in your own goal post. So if this year you say to yourself, listen, I want to be a mechanic, then you have to know what it takes to be a mechanic. You've got to know about cars. You've got to know where you go to learn. You have to find someone. You have to know the rules. If this year you say, I want to be a plumber, I want to be an electrician. Somebody said they want to be a psychologist. What does it take to get there? The only way you can succeed is if you know what you need to succeed. Some people want to be a pastor and they want to open their own church. Are you called for that? That's part of the rule. You have to be called. Know the rules. Don't just decide to do something. Understand what it entails. I remember when I was first asked to be a pastor, I said, no, not me. Not me. I don't want to be any pastor. They were going to ordain me as a pastor many, many years ago. And I told them no. And they told me to think about it. I know I shared this before, and I remember going to talk to my sister. And one of my sisters, and she says, what do you do there in the church? And I said, and I told her I do this and I do that. And she said, Noel, but that's what a pastor does. So I was actually doing it, I didn't know. But for you and for all of us, we have to know what is required. You can't want to be this thing and not know how to get there. So whatever it is your goal for this year is, do you know how to get there? Do you know what to do? Do you know what is required? Do you know about the sacrifices you have to make? Do you know how much it costs if it's financial? Do you know? You want to have your driver's license. Do you know that you have to go and do regulations? Do you know that you have to get somebody to teach you to drive? Do you know these things? Know what is required. If you want to be successful, you've got to know whatever it is. You got to know. The next thing, the next way to be successful is not just knowing the rules, but following the rules. Following the rules. What do I mean by that? I mean, you got to stay in your lane. Don't cheat. We talked about it already. Don't take shortcuts. Follow the rules. Whatever, listen, if you are saying that God has called you to be something or do something, then you've got to do it God's way, however God says to do it. What are the rules? You got to know what God says. You've got to follow the rules in order to get there. Don't cheat. Don't take shortcuts. And I'm saying, listen, sometimes there's something called favor. Favor is different to taking a shortcut. Shortcut is when you decide, you see me, I ain't going to do all that, I want this job, I want this position, so I will do what I have to do to get there. I'm not going to study. I'm not going to, come to work early and do what I have to do. Nah. And shortcuts causes you to do things you're not supposed to do. But if you know the rules, if you follow the rules, God is going to bless you. But sometimes God grants you favor, especially if you're following the rules. God grants you favor. I remember, I will never forget this. I was studying with a group of people. It was just about 3 or 4 of us. We were doing, when I was studying theology, this was a master's class. We had done our bachelor's and we went in, and it was difficult. It was hard. And from a class of about 20-something people, it boiled down to, it was 4 of us. In the end, it ended up with 2. Only 2 people graduated from that class because it was hard. But this was a time it was about 4 of us. And I remember we were in this room and we were trying to study and nothing, we just couldn't make head or tail from it at all. And we left the other night, a little frustrated because we didn't really accomplish much. And listen, I don't know where or how I still, to this day, I kid you not, I found a flash drive. I found a flash drive. And, it's a dangerous thing to find a flash drive and put it in your computer, but I put it in the computer. And when I put it in the computer, in my laptop, what was on the flash drive, somebody was doing, I don't know if it's a project or whatever it is, and they had an outline. Folks, I'm telling you this. They had an outline, what we were trying to accomplish, what we were trying to achieve, we were bursting our head trying to figure out. This person had an outline that was exactly what was required of us. And I said, Lord, I don't understand it. To this day, I don't know who the flash drive belonged to. It wasn't somebody from our class. Because I think I don't remember where I found it. But this information was exactly what no, when I say exactly, it doesn't mean that I take the information and presenting it, but an outline. It helped us to understand, because I shared it with the others, what we needed to do, what we were struggling for. And there it was right there. And I said, God, thank you. I didn't go and steal it. I didn't go asking somebody for it. I didn't put out something and say I needed this. It came to me and I saw it as favor from God. And sometimes God does that. He grants us favor that leads to our success. But let God be the one to do it. You don't go after these things and thinking, well, look, if I maybe I should ask somebody to do a paper for me. No. Follow the rules. There will be temptations. There will be temptation. Whatever you want to accomplish this year, the devil will come and tempt you. He will tell you, listen, if you do so, you will get this, and you don't have to go through all that. Follow the rules. There are people who didn't follow the rules, like some people, some athletes, they want to take performance-enhancing drugs because they don't want to follow the rules, because they want to get the upper hand. Not you as a child of God, whatever it is. Right now, we're not coming on to specifics yet. And I'll let you know that we will be talking about some specific things that we're going to do that I want to challenge you to do this year. But we're not there yet. There will be opportunities to cheat. Don't do it. Don't do it. So you want to be successful? These are the things that you have to do. Now, there's a difference. Listen to me carefully. There is a difference between being successful and being a success. There is a difference between being successful and being a success. Remember, being successful or success, not being a success, but success is the completion of a task or undertaking having accomplished the desired result. So, if I plan to kill somebody, or if I plan to steal, to rob, to embezzle, and I do it without getting caught, then I was successful. I want to say that again. Whatever I plan to do, be it good or bad, once I accomplish it, I was successful. But being successful does not make me a success. And what is the difference? You are a success when your success is good success. You are a success when your success, whatever it is you accomplish, is good success. So you can look back at 2023 and there are things that you would have been able to do and you did it and you did it well and you accomplished it. But was it good success? So how can you tell whether something is good success or bad success? I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to tell you. Number one, in fact, let me just read. I don't know if I had given out the scriptures to read. Joshua, do we have the scriptures? First, Joshua 1:8. Somebody read that for me, please. Joshua 1:8. The first person to find it. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8.
Let's open. Okay, I'll read it. Good night.
Go
Now
ahead.
get it. This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate in it day and night, that you may observe to do according to all that is written in it. For then you shall make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success.
Thank you.
Amen. Welcome.
So this is the instruction that has been given to Joshua. This book of the law, don't let it depart from your mouth. Speak about it all the time. Meditate on it day and night. Go through it, learn it, understand it, and observe to do all that is written. He said, if you do that, Joshua, you will be prosperous. Not if you have plenty of money in the bank. Not if you're driving 3, 4 cars. Not if you have a big house. He said, if you do this book of the law, what we now call the Bible, in that day, it was the law that was given to the Israelites in the desert. He said, don't listen, study it, meditate on it, and you will have good success. He didn't say you will be successful. He didn't say you will have success. He said you will have good success. So what is good success? Well, as I said, I'm glad you asked. Good success is when one, listen to this carefully, when the success that you have accomplished changes your life for the better. When the success that you accomplish not just changes your life, but it changes your life for the better. Proverbs 10:22, I'm not sure if I give it out, so I'll read it. The blessings of the Lord makes one rich, and he adds no sorrow with it or to it. Whatever God has blessed you with, it should not add sorrow. But some people, they get a blessing, they're successful, and all hell break loose. You get a promotion because you've been praying about it. You work hard and you get a promotion. But now you don't have time for your family because you're too busy. That's not good success. You get a new car, the Lord bless you with a new car. You've been praying for a new car. You save, you do whatever you needed to do. You went, you got the loan or whatever it is you did, and you were successful. But then you stop going to church because you had to wash the car on Sunday morning. And you don't want to have to be giving everybody drop, this one drop and that one drop. So you know what? Let me stay and see about the car. That's not good success. You got the child that you were praying for. Oh Lord, open my womb. And the Lord opened your womb and the child came and oh God, thank you. But now everything is that child and you're neglecting your husband. It's not good success. Some of you, you fast. You were with us in the fast and you believe in God for something and God answered. Well, not some of you. I'm talking about other people. So now that you get it, you don't need to come to Kingdom Study. The Lord answer your prayer. That's not good success. Good success is when whatever you accomplish, whether it's secular, whether it's spiritual, whatever it is, it changes your life for the better. It makes things better, not worse. So your success can make things worse, but it is good success when it changes your life for the better. I'm going to pause a second. Any question or comment, anybody? No? So let's move on. Now, I'm laying the foundation for something we're going to do. I'm laying the foundation for something we are going to, an exercise that we're going to do. Yes?
Dr. Richard, you have Elder Gill.
Go ahead, Elder Gill.
Sorry, what is the scripture that you gave just now? Proverbs what?
The scripture verse?
That you read just now, Proverbs?
Proverbs 10:22.
Thank you.
All right. So can we move on then? So
Yes, Dr.
success is good success when it changes your life for the better. Secondly, success is good success when it is not temporary success. Too many people have temporary success. In other words, you're able to maintain it. It is not here today and gone tomorrow. I remember, for those of you who would have followed boxing in Trinidad and Tobago, there were two boxers who achieved world, they accomplished world titles. They won world titles. I'm not going to call the name because I don't want to embarrass anybody and their family and all that. And they were on top of the world, and TNT was on top of the world at different times. Bam! When the fight, you know. I don't remember the weight division. But when it's middleweight champion of the world and they call your name and bam, it's great. Achieve success. Next fight, you get knocked out. That wasn't good success. You achieved success, but it was temporary. And it happened with two of them. In fact, one of them was convicted for breaking into somebody's house. Somebody who was a world champion. So when you achieve success, it must not be temporary. Good success is not temporary. It is not here today and gone tomorrow. I hope you understand what I'm saying. We can accomplish so much and then lose it all. It's like you build a house and, you know, it's fantastic. And 3-story house or 2-story house with 5 bedrooms and all sort of things. And then the earthquake come and take it all away. That was not good success. Good success, you're able to maintain it. It stays. Yes.
Okay, we have Brother Jack. His hand is up.
Yes, Brother Jack.
Yes. Good night, Dr. Richards,
Hi.
Pastor Nicole, the members of this wonderful Live Right family. I just want to make a comment on shortcut. Shortcut can also be so dangerous, it can also cause death. Let me explain. One of us might want to get $10,000, and Satan will whisper into our mind, don't make any sacrifice to save that money. Hold up a bank. And while holding up that bank, we could be gunned down by the police. So that is one instance where shortcut could cause death. And next instance, again, we might want to take part in a boxing match or some sport. And in order to, to excel, we might decide to take some drugs, to enhance our performance. And by taking a drug, it might not agree with our health. It could cause our death, right? That is our other instance, right? And again, we might, apply for our license. We might be taking driving lessons, and the instructor might say, "Oh, give me $1,000 and I'll make you pass your driving test," right? And you pay the $1,000, you get your license. Well, when you pay for your license, you can't drive. And while on the street, we can get in an accident and lose our lives. So that is three instances where shortcut is so dangerous, it could also cause death. That is my opinion.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Brother Jack. Thank you. So we're talking about good success. So one, it changes your life for the better. Two, it is not temporary. Thirdly, good success is not partial success. You have to complete all of what you were trying to complete. In other words, whatever your objective is, you must achieve it. So let me ask a question. If you do an exam and you were aiming for an A, but get a C, and I think I asked a question like this before, were you successful? If you did an exam and you were aiming for an A, but you get a C, were you successful? Can anybody answer that?
All right, Dr. Richards, we have a few comments in the chat all saying no. One person
no.
says yes, C's get degrees.
See what?
C's get degrees.
Okay, C's get degrees. But remember our definition for success. Our definition for success is the successful completion of an undertaking, having achieved the desired result. So were you successful if you got a C instead of an A? Okay, let me answer that question. That question is both a yes and no answer. Because if your desire, what you needed to accomplish was an A and you get a C, remember we talked about that? And you can't move on because you needed an A and you got a C, then you were not successful. But if you like the general public, the rest of us, who you're aiming for an A, but in your mind or in your what you have set out, you say, I will accept a C if I get a C, as long as I pass. Then of course you were successful. Because even though you were aiming for an A, your objective was, I want to pass this exam. I would love to get an A. I'm aiming for an A. But as long as I pass, if I get a C, God, thank God. The grade that you call failure for some people is success for other people. But for those people, it will be a partial success. And that is not good success. In other words, they would have passed the test when they got a C, but they needed an A. And for that person, it is not good success. They were successful, but the success was not good because it was only a partial success. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So it depends on your objective. What is the objective? If my objective is, listen, I will take an A, I'll take a B, I'll take a C. I'm aiming for an A, but I'll take a B and take a C, then fine, you were successful. But if your objective is, I want to get an A, I have to get an A, the only thing that I would accept as passing, or the only grade that they would accept, maybe it's a job that I'm going for, maybe it's a higher something I have to do in terms of higher learning. At this particular subject, I needed to get an A. If I get a B or a C, then I was only partially successful in that yes, I accomplished, I passed the test, but it was not good success because it did not accomplish the desired result, and I am no better than I was before I did it. I hope you all understand it. Let's move on. One last thing I want to share with you concerning good success, and this is important. Success is good success when it benefits both you and others. Let me say that again. Success is good success. Remember we said when it changes your life for the better. But success is good success when it benefits not just you, but it benefits others as well. In other words, it can't be all the blessings come to you. Whatever you accomplish, it cannot be just for you alone. That's not the way God works, you know. That's why we say we are blessed to be a blessing. Your success must be passed on to others. So success is not a pyramid scheme. You know, they have these pyramid schemes where the person on top gets everything and the others below don't get anything. Success is success when you're able to pass it on. The Bible says in Proverbs 13:22, I'm going to read it, a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. In other words, if you work hard and your objective is to be a millionaire or a multimillionaire, and you accomplish that, but you tell your children, you see, me, I work hard, I didn't get nothing. I will die with this money. You don't donate to anybody. You don't give anybody. You keep it for yourself. You build a huge empire. You might be successful because that's what you set out to do, but it is not good success. Good success is when not every, but a lot of people, other people benefit from your success. That's when it is good success. So whatever it is you're going after, just understand that somebody must benefit from this, whatever it is. For example, I went to Bible school and I studied from the different levels. I didn't take it and say, well, now I have my degree, I have my doctorate. Oh, I'm walking around and telling everybody I am Dr. So and so. No, you are benefiting from that now. Because what God taught me in those years that I was studying, I can now allow him to, I can use what he has given to me, the tools to meditate on his word, to break it down, and to present it to you. And that is what good success looks like, because you are now benefited from that. Success is success when it benefits you and others. And it does not cause hurt or harm or distress. Remember, we talk about if I decide to steal something from somebody, We see all these movies where they have bank jobs. You do a bank job, man. You plan it good and everything comes off fine and you walk away with millions of dollars or you drive away with millions of dollars, but you leave other people in distress or somebody might have gotten killed. So you were successful. You successfully completed the job, the heist, whatever it is. But in the process, people were hurt, people were killed. It did not benefit others. Success is only success when it benefits both you and others. It doesn't hurt them. It doesn't cause distress. It doesn't cause harm. It doesn't put them in danger. People must be able to rejoice because of your success. People must be able to rejoice because of your success. So if you go after, you want to become a millionaire or whatever it is, but when you get there, you bless people. In fact, even not even when you get there, before you get there, but you're blessing people. People will rejoice because you were successful in what you set out to do, but I benefited from it. The Bible says in Proverbs 29:2, when the righteous reign, or when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. People must rejoice because you were successful in whatever it is that you set out to do. And of course, good success is when you accomplish it by following the rules. You didn't cheat, you didn't take shortcuts, you didn't do, remember, I think we talked about it earlier. You remember that guy? I couldn't call his name because it's out there in the public. Remember Ben Johnson, those of you who went to Olympics? When he ran for Canada and he clocked 9-point-something seconds and he had the whole world in awe because he ran so fast. Nobody had clocked under 10 seconds in winning the 100 meters. And I remember they were even showing this documentary when the Prime Minister of Canada called him. And he was talking and the Prime Minister was congratulating him, saying he made Canada so proud, etc., only to find out later on that he took performance-enhancing drugs. He didn't follow the rules. So he accomplished the task. He came first, which is what he set out to do. He set a new world record, which is what he set out to do. But he did not follow the rules. So he did not have good success. Folks, I'm just laying the foundation because what we're going to do, and in fact, let me tell you now, we are going to do something. We're going to set some goals for 2024. Every one of us. We're going to do that because, one, we must have something that we are focusing on. We must know what we want to accomplish this year. In fact, that's why people do New Year's resolution, but we're not going to be as, forgive me for using this word, frivolous in deciding what we want to accomplish this year. Because New Year's resolutions thing like I want to lose weight and I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to eat right, and we're going to set some realistic, and we're going to break it down, spiritual goals, physical goals, mental goals, and there's another one that we're going to, all of us. So get ready. I'm not going to ask you. Yeah. Just give me 1 second. I'm not going to ask you what your goal is or what you want to accomplish, but we're going to do it together. Because at the end of 2024, if God spares our lives, we are going to look back. We're going to take out that sheet of paper that we're going to list these things on. And we're going to see whether we are successful or not. We will have something to shoot towards, to work towards, to drive towards, to run towards. We are all going to do that. I want you to get excited about it because as a family, we're going to do it together. Somebody's hand is up.
Elder Gil.
Pastor Noel, as you were speaking, a question came to my mind. Can't success just be success? Does it have to be good success or bad success? Can't it just be success? And I'm sort of basing it also and something that someone mentioned earlier. This is a question I'm asking here, right? Concerning an exam, and I'm going to use exam. So you have, say for instance, you're doing your master's or whatever it is. Now, out of all the modules that you have to do, you might have one of your modules that, look, all I want to do is to pass, right? So you pass. So for you, that's good success. Because if I'm going back now, I'm asking, and I'm looking at the examples that you gave, the points that you gave, and you said, when the success you have accomplished changes your life for the better. Now, you may not have gotten an A, that may have been what you were aiming for. You may not have gotten an A, but the fact that you were able to complete that MBA, it does change your life for the better, because then you're able to get a better job. I'm just asking this based on the points, right?
Right.
You said when it is not temporary success, but that success was not temporary because you were successful in the exam, and that is something that you would have you were able to achieve your MBA, and that's going to be a lifelong thing. You said it's not partial success because you must achieve your objective. No, you may not have achieved that A, but then in your the overall MBA that you would have gotten, you would have gotten a very good mark. So you might not have gotten it in one aspect. I'm just asking here, please, because of what you were saying. And when you said it must benefit you and others. So then again, even if I'm not looking at the entire MBA, and you're looking at one aspect of it, or even if it's not an MBA and it's just an exam that you're doing, it's going to benefit you, because then from you passing that exam, it may not have been an A, it might be a C, but then that would have gotten you a better job from where you are. You might not have had maths, say for instance, and then you decided to go and do maths, and you're really aiming for an A or B, and you got a C, but that C still got you a better job, because the subject that you were missing was math. If you follow what I'm asking, I'm just asking if success
I follow.
Success, and if it has to be a good and bad success. I'm just asking that as you were speaking.
Yes, there is good and bad success. Well, you don't want to say bad success. You have success and you have good success. All right? Now, remember I gave the example. If you were aiming for an A, but you got a B or a C, you were still successful. If your objective was, I want to pass, that's my objective. I want to pass. I'm aiming for an A, but I want to pass, so I will accept a B or a C. Then, yeah, that's good success. But if it is you needed an A, you had to get an A, but you got a B or a C, yes, you were still successful in terms of the exam, but that success is not good success, because you did not accomplish your objective. So you were not able to do whatever the A would have given you to do. There are some people who, I know, for example, if you go to some workplaces, they tell you that your grade must be a 1 or 2 or whatever it is. That's what I'm talking about. When what you need, what you set out to accomplish, and that is the only thing for you that will be a pass is an A, and you did not accomplish it, even though you got a B and you passed, then you did not get good success. You did get success because you passed the exam, but the good success did not benefit you. The success did not benefit you because you needed an A to move on. That's what I'm saying. So I hope that explains what I'm talking about. So you do your MBA, and if, as far as you're concerned, as long as I pass, that's good. Well, that was your objective. And once you accomplish your objective, then yes, you would have had good success, because it will benefit you. And it will benefit others, of course, because of the knowledge. Well, that's up to you to decide if the knowledge that you've gained, if it will benefit other people. So I hope I'm explaining myself. It depends on your objective. Remember, success is the accomplishment of an objective, getting the desired result. In one case, the desired result is A only. Nothing short of that. That is the desired, for whatever purpose. I need an A. If I get a B or a C, yeah, I was successful, but it was not a good success because it did not benefit me. I cannot do anything with the B and the C. While somebody else doing the same exam, they get a B, they get a C. Oh, that's wonderful success. This exam is so hard. I didn't even know if I could pass it, but I'm trying my best and I would accept a C. That's a different thing. So one thing could be a good success for somebody, while for another person, it's just success. I hope you understand. If not, then
Okay,
tell me.
Elder
I will
Gil's
try.
hand is up
No,
again.
you just answered it. You answered it with the last point. So it could be good for some people and bad for
Yes.
someone. Yeah,
Right.
okay.
But not bad. Not
No,
bad.
I know what you
Not
mean.
bad.
Yeah, I
It's
understand.
good success or success. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So thank you. We're gonna stop here for tonight. Tomorrow, God's willing, we're gonna talk about failure and what some people think is failure may not necessarily be failure. We're gonna talk about that. And then I want you tomorrow, God's willing, when you come, I want you to walk with a pen and paper, copybook, whatever it is. We're gonna set some goals for 2024, you and I. So tomorrow night, please walk with your pen, walk with your paper, and let's do some practical work tomorrow together. Amen. God bless you. It's 9:30 already. And let me hand back over to First Lady or Joshua. Not sure.